Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly, as we get set for the nightcap here at Western Nebraska Community College. In the house tonight, we've got the Scottsbluff girls and Gering getting ready to go here in the second semifinal of the day in the girls bracket. Jeff, these two teams played a couple of weeks back. Scottsbluff won at home, used a late run down the stretch to pull away, but then last Saturday night, Gering got their get back, and it was a big victory as they won it convincingly. I'm not sure the Gering girls could have played much better last Saturday night.
No, it was probably the best performance by Gering. They win it going away 74-48. Scottsbluff led after the first quarter, but then a big second quarter by Gering as they outscored Scottsbluff 20-8, and they had the lead at halftime. But that first game that Scottsbluff won at their place, both these teams were coming off of that weekend trip to Crete and Bennington, and I think that took a little bit out of both teams, and both teams a little bit sluggish to start that one off, and then Scottsbluff kind of took control down the stretch and won the first meeting, but definitely 180-degree turnaround for Gering in that second matchup.
Neither team pushed last night. Scottsbluff beat Liberty Tree out of Colorado 64-9, and Gering with a 20-point win over Mitchell. That final was 62-42. We'll step away, come back with the introduction of starting lineups. We've got tip-off coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the Rural Radio Network.
Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, WNCC, Russell's Automotive, and Reds.
Cottrell, Jeff Kelly, just about set for the introduction of starting lineups here tonight. What should be a good one between Scottsbluff and Gering to wrap up things for the girls' action and wrap up all our action at Cougar Palace here on a Friday night. For Scottsbluff, the record is 8-9. They do feature the return of Addie Boland. She has not played for Scottsbluff since the second weekend of the season. She played the first 5 games and averaged 10 points and 7 rebounds per contest. And after a thumb injury, was finally given doctor's clearance today. And we'll see Addie Boland in the starting lineup tonight for the Scottsbluff Bearcats. Gering comes in under head coach Brittany Macias with a record of 9-6. Both teams with comfortable victories last night in round 1 action. Gering beat Mitchell by 20 and Scottsbluff 64-9 over Liberty Tree out of Colorado. Let's meet the starters first for Gering. Aubrey Anderson, a 5'7" sophomore, came into the weekend averaging 8 points per game. Mackenzie Todd was excellent in the win over Scottsbluff at home for Gering last Saturday. She entered the weekend averaging 12, had 16 last night. Jacelyn Brown in the backcourt, a 5'5" senior, scored 13 in last night's win. J.C. Cochran, very impressive last Saturday night. She averages 12.5, the 5'11" sophomore. And Kiara Bard rounds out the starting lineup for Coach Macias and Gering. Bard, the 5'10" senior. Now, time to meet the starters for the Scottsbluff Bearcats, led by head coach Hattie Burford. Ava Reed, a 5'10" junior, came into the weekend averaging 17.5. Addie Boland makes her return tonight, as we mentioned. 10 points, 7 rebounds a game, has played just 5 games this year. Kinsley Hess in the backcourt, a 5'5" senior. Mia Bowles, 5'10" junior, and Nini Garola finishes off the starting lineup for Scottsbluff. Garola, the 5'10" senior. Jeff, I thought Gering did a really outstanding job on the glass last Saturday. That's an area where Scottsbluff's going to need to show some major improvement tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Kiera Bard, she works hard down there for Gering, along with J.C. Cochran, so we'll see if they can continue that tonight. First meeting between these two teams, Jacelyn Brown was held scoreless, and she only had 3 in the second meeting, so I think Jacelyn Brown looking to get a little bit more done in this third meeting between these two teams.
Had a confidence builder last night. Brown did with 13. Our opening tip brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza, where you can heat things up over Valentine's Day with that Heart Baker pizza. Just $11 at Papa Murphy's. Order online. Gering controls the tip. They'll get a quick shot from Mackenzie Todd, and that 3 is off the mark. Ava Reed rebounds for Scottsbluff. Quickly into the hands of Bolin. Addie Bolin, a near turnover at midcourt, and we will get the whistle. An over and back violation, and we're going to have to watch Bolin she's going to have to slow the heart rate down and just slow things down a little bit. You know, she's overly amped up to get back. On top of that, you're at the college, and then on top of that, it's a rivalry matchup against Gering. So the first turnover of the night committed by Scottsbluff. 20 seconds in, Gering basketball. J.C. Cochran on the perimeter. Now Aubrey Anderson. Mackenzie Todd looks to drive it against Mia Bowles. Got the shot away quickly. We got a whistle and a foul. That's going to go against Bowles, picking up her first.
Yeah, it looked like someone was a little bit off that time as the pass came from the front court to the back court. I wasn't sure if that was going to get called, but as you said, Addie Bowen maybe just a little bit amped up for this one.
Mackenzie Todd able to knock down the free throw, a 53% shooter coming into this Western Conference tournament at the foul line. Todd with a miss on the second. Ball gets tapped out, and now Jacelyn Brown nearly throws it away. Brown comes out of the scrum with the basketball. Cross-court pass to Kiera Bard, who gives it up. She wanted it right back from Todd. Instead, one-handed pass to the right wing. They get it down low to Cochran. Bolin defends Cochran, and we're going to get a whistle and 3 seconds in the key. A violation called against Gering, and that'll be the Bulldogs' first turnover. Even right there for Addie Bolin, able to stay flat-footed, hands straight up. It makes a difference defensively. Ava Reed works against Mackenzie Todd. Reed gives to Bolin. Bolin trying to back down Aubrey Anderson. And Bolin looking for a quick shot attempt is fouled, and she'll get free throws.
That'll be on Kiera Bard. One thing we'll have to watch, she has had instances where she will get into foul trouble early for Gering.
Bolin 67% at the line in those 5 games played early this year. She played in the games on the road in Norfolk against Norfolk and South Sioux City, and then games against Buffalo, Worland, and Thunder Basin in Gillette, Wyoming. Second on the way from Bolin. Misses both, and rebound is tracked down by Aubrey Anderson in the far corner. 1-0. Gering has the lead.
Hess with some quick hands.
It'll go back to Gering here with 6:43 to play in the first quarter. Bolin applies a little token pressure. Now Bowles tries to jump the passing lane. Mackenzie Todd bounces it to Jacelyn Brown. Brown back to Todd, looking to drive against Hess. Left corner. Dribbling out of the corner was J.C. Cochran. Gering was very crisp on Saturday night offensively. Bounce pass down low. Bard got deep, somehow able to get that thing back over the rim and up and in for Kiera Bard. A 3-0 lead here early for Gering. 6:11 to play in this first quarter.
Fouls on number 11, Jacelyn Brown. Her
first personal on Jacelyn Brown. Second team foul called against Gering. It'll be Bowles inbounding to Hess. And if you remember back to Saturday, Gering did a tremendous job forcing the ball out of Ava Reed's hands. Todd has the assignment. Reed gives it up to Bowles. Now Addie Bolin looks for a driving lane, nothing there. Mia Bowles along the baseline. cut off, gets it to Nini Garola, shot off the left side of the rim, and here comes Gering with the ball, leading it 3-0. Scottsbluff scoreless, a little over 2 minutes in. Jacelyn Brown nearly walked with it in the open floor coming across the midcourt stripe. And boy, that's just not going to happen very often, trying to make that one-handed entry pass from the right wing down underneath the basket. Mackenzie Todd turns it over.
Good thought by Todd, though, to try and find Cochran down deep, just overthrew her.
Todd will pick up Ava Reed. Reed looks right, dribbles left. Kinsley Hess, high left. Now forced back to the 10-foot line by Jacelyn Brown. Bolin, top of the key. Looks to drive it, forces up the shot. It won't go. Nearly came up with an offensive rebound. It got poked out of her hands, ricocheted off Mia Bowles, and we've got a whistle and a foul. That'll go against Gering's Aubrey Anderson. First personal, third team foul. Reed will inbound, 5:16 to play in the first quarter. A 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Addie Bolin will head to the bench and catch a little bit of a breather as Heidi Grosskopf checks in. Grosskopf, a 5'7" junior, was forced into the starting lineup, picked up a lot more playing time after the Addie Bolin injury. Whistle, jump ball, possession arrow stays with Scottsbluff. Mia Bowles will inbound along the near side. Comes in quickly to Ava Reed. Now they look to double team Reed. She'll have to get rid of it to Kinsley Hess. Back to Reed. Gering goes zone on this possession. Bowles in the corner and handed the passing lane, deflecting that away out of bounds, Mackenzie Todd. Jeff, the confidence level for Mackenzie Todd from last year to this year, her senior year, has just been so noticeable.
Yeah, she's done a lot better job this season, not dribbling into double teams and trying to force up bad shots, and has played a lot better defense.
I think Mia Bowles might have a bloody nose.
As we started this game out, J.C. Cochran had a cotton swab up one of her nostrils to start this one.
James Buck working on Mia Bowles. I agree. You probably should have a time limit on your ability to get that taken care of. They'll sub Kinsley Hess in quickly as James Buck will continue to work on Mia Bowles over on the far side. So it's Hess, Reed, Grosskopf, Garola, and Bolin. Ava Reed has it stolen away by Mackenzie Todd. Todd, 2-on-2, the numbers. Todd tried to take the ball with her right hand high, come to a jump stop left block, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul called against Ava Reed.
Bearcats early in this one being just a little bit careless with the ball.
Scottsbluff scoreless, 3 minutes and 15 seconds in. They know they need to be a defensive first team this year, but you've got to find a way to score some points. Now they force a Gering turnover. That's the third of the game committed by Gering. Ava Reed takes it in, lost it on the way up. Heidi Grosskopf can't get the second opportunity to go, and a cold start here offensively for the Bearcats. 3-0 Gering. Brown trying to spin away from Hess. Fires a pass to Anderson on the right side. Three-point line extended. And now trouble afoot for Scottsbluff as Ava Reed is whistled for her second foul, and it comes with 4:14 to play in the first quarter. Immediate danger time for Scottsbluff. Ava Reed will sit with 2, and Gering will inbound with a 3-0 lead. Inbounds play results in a turnover. Gering has turned it over 4 times already. Bolin, Hess, Garola, Grosskopf, and it's Bowles coming back in, replacing Reed. Heidi Grosskopf holds on the perimeter. Top of the circle, now dribbling left is Kinsley Hess. Nini Garola, a little pressure release valve now on the outside. In the right corner, Mia Bowles. Bowles holds the ball, now looks for a baseline drive, cut off by Todd. 5 on the shot clock. Addie Bolin loses the dribble and loses the basketball. Kiara Bard outside to J.C. Cochran. Cochran to Anderson. They'll swing it left side. Mackenzie Todd for 3. knocking it down, Mackenzie Todd. And she has got 4 of the 6 early for Gering. Bulldogs in front 6-0. And a little bit of a carryover from last Saturday night in Gering's blowout home win over the Bearcats. Boland looks for an angle to drive it baseline right. Knocked away out of bounds by Jacelyn Brown.
Good defense that time by Jacelyn Brown to cut that baseline off, and very quickly Ava Reed back into the Bearcat lineup with those 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, they'll use her on offense, get her out as often as they can on the defensive end. They'll try and free her up. Fadeaway 3 on the way. Airmail that one over the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aubrey Anderson. It'll stay on the Scottsbluff end offensively. Scottsbluff has been held scoreless. We're coming up on 5 minutes played in this first quarter. Grosskopf with a little shot fake. Drives it to the foul line. Cut off. Finds an open shooter. Right corner. Knocking down the 3 ball is Mia Bowles. Big time shot right there for Mia Bowles. Scottsbluff needed it badly. Camry Lopez is checked in, and she'll bounce one off the iron. That'll drop. Camry Lopez had 2 big threes in the win Saturday. Open look for Ava Reed, and she is off target here in the early going. Anderson, numbers aren't there for Gering, and Brittany Macias hustling up to the scorer's table to get the officials' attention. Timeout on the floor, 2:28 to play in the first quarter. Gering leading it over Scottsbluff right now, 8-3 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
And it is a 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. They've got 4 points from Mackenzie Todd, Bard and Lopez each with 2. And Bowles, that lone basket right now for Scottsbluff. Chadron AD Rick Berry saying hello here along press row. Great to see all the familiar faces here at Western Nebraska Community College Cougar Palace on a Friday afternoon and evening. Out of the timeout, Gering will inbound it with Mackenzie Todd right in front of the Scottsbluff bench. Lopez tried to spring her free over in the right corner. Entry pass to Bard, and she walked with it before making the pass to J.C. Cochran. Cochran is that who you said she is now? She's got some gauze up the right nostril.
Yeah, she had that when she came out for warm-up, so a couple of bloody noses here on both sides.
2:20 to play. They'll double team Reed, force the ball out of her hands to Hess. She'll give it right back to Ava. Now Nini Garola dribbling out of the left corner. Almost lost the basketball. It's Reed. Hess, right corner. Bowles has hit 1. Bowles has hit 2. Mia Bowles. Back-to-back right corner threes for Mia Bowles. It's a 2-point Gering lead, 8-6. Camry Lopez. They'll lob it underneath. Bowles did not see J.C. Cochran, and Mia Bowles going to be whistled for her second foul. So Bowles has hit 2 threes, but now she's got 2 personals. And Heidi Grosskopf immediately gets to the scorer's table.
The passing by Gering, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but that pass went right by the ear of Mia Bowles into the hands of J.C. Cochran that time.
Amanda just bossing her way into position with the camera along the baseline. Love it. Cochran off the mark on the first at the line. Misses both.
And that foul's going to be on Kiera Bard.
And that'll be her second.
Yep.
Ivy Bruckner will check in, replacing Bard. Bard plays very hard for the Gering Lady Bulldogs, so that's a loss as she goes to the bench. Bowles and Reed are both on the floor with 2 fouls right now for Scottsbluff. Kinsley Hess double teamed out near midcourt. We're going to get a reach-in foul. called against Gering. That'll be their 5th team foul. And free throws coming now for Scottsbluff's Kinsley Hess.
It's going to bring Jason Brown into the Gering lineup. Aubrey Anderson will sit down with those 2 personal fouls, so both Bard and Anderson on the Gering bench.
So foul trouble an issue for both squads here in this opening quarter. 2 each for Anderson and Bard for Gering. Bowles and Reed both with 2 for Scottsbluff. 1 of 2 at the line for Hess, and Scottsbluff has trimmed it to a 1-point Gering lead, 8-7 with 1 minute and 37 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Camry Lopez loses the basketball, goes to pick it up in the left corner, trying to bounce it to J.C. Cochran in a throwaway, and then a reach-in foul is going to go against Lopez. I believe it'll be Camry Lopez.
Yes.
And Heidi Grosskopf will step to the foul line to shoot 2.
At the free throw line for Scottsbluff, Heidi Grosskopf shooting 2.
Well, both teams are going to have to adjust a little bit to the way this game is being officiated.
Calling it pretty close here in this first quarter.
Heidi Grosskopf hits the first at the line. Grosskopf came into the weekend averaging 2.5 points and 3.5 rebounds per game. Again, became a close to full-time starter after the injury to Addie Bolin. Misses the second, but then Grosskopf, a hustle play, comes up with a steal. Gering's turned it over 6 times in the quarter. Nini Garola can't knock down the baseline jumper left side, and the ball eventually knocked away out of bounds. It'll go to Gering. 8-8 our score with 1:17 to play in this first quarter. Todd inbounds to Jacelyn Brown, the trusted veteran. The senior Brown feeds Todd. Todd drives it. Scoop layup too strong. Offensive rebound. It won't go for Bruckner. Bolin has the basketball for Scottsbluff. She clears and brings it up the floor. Top of the key. They'll swing it right side. Garola to Hess. Now Grosskopf in the right corner. Ruth Lively's checked in. Bounce pass down low from Lively to Addie Bolin. First shot wouldn't go. They play through some contact underneath the basket, and it's Gering quickly into the front court. Jacelyn Brown poked away momentarily by Kinsley Hess. Bruckner, entry pass down low. J.C. Cochran, fundamental catch, up and in for 2. First basket of the game, 2 points tonight so far for Cochran. 10-8, Gering has the lead. Jacelyn Brown deflects that one away out of bounds. Ava Reed had taken a seat. She'll come back in here with 19 seconds to play in the first quarter. Shot clock is off, and we'll see if Scottsbluff can free up Ava Reed here for a late first quarter attempt. Pass to Bolin. Addie Bolin's going to shoot the quick shot out of the corner. Offensive rebound. That was a line drive, and I think it caught Gering's rebounders a little off guard. It came down to Garola in a hurry, and Nini Garola will get 2 shots at the line.
And a foul there on Camry Lopez.
So she's got 2. And Garola unable to convert at the stripe. Scottsbluff just 2 for 5 so far at the line. That's been a trouble spot for the Bearcats throughout the season. Garola gets the second. 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Gering in front 10-9. They'll screen up high, and Ruth Lively called for a foul. Plenty of contact. Where the bodies colliding with our location here, our Logos broadcast location at courtside here at Cougar Palace. And boy, that's a bad foul. Clock stops, 15 foul, free throws now for Mackenzie Todd, and she converts. Second on the way for Todd. That rims out. Bolin the rebound. She'll take it herself. 5 seconds to play. Good pass to Nini Garola. She can't hit the shot. And Mackenzie Todd got it away, but it comes up short as the buzzer sounds. 1 quarter complete tonight at Cougar Palace. Second girls semifinal. Sydney awaits the winner. Gering leading Scottsbluff 11-9 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing.
Season on, I press them again. It's just really satisfying seeing how beautiful they turn out. Quite honestly, when I'm on the grill, we should really be charging double with the quality and love that I put into them.
Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly tonight. 11-9. It'll be Gering with the basketball to begin this second quarter.
All right, Gering with it, leading by 2, as it's Todd Brown, Bruckner, Bard, and Aubrey Anderson on the floor for Gering. Jason Brown with it, out by the center circle. Finds Todd on the wing. McKenzie whips it inside, finds Kara Bard double team. Kara forces a shot up. That goes off the side of the backboard. And empty possession for Gering to start this second quarter. And they're going to keep it at the Gering end. On the baseline, toss in. Out on top to Aubrey Anderson. Left side pass, McKenzie Todd bounces in low to Bruckner. Back to McKenzie. She puts up the runner in the paint, doesn't go, gets her own rebound, tries to put it back up and in. And we'll have a jump ball. The possession arrow will give it to the Bearcats. For Scottsbluff, Addie Bolin in there along with Mia Bowles, Nini Garola, Kinsley Hess, and Ava Reed. Reed with the ball, picks up her dribble, finds Addie Bolin, and Bolin steps on the sideline, and the turnover will give the ball back to Gering. Gering in the road blue uniforms here this evening. Scottsbluff in the home white. Brown against Hess, drives right side, kicks it to the corner. Anderson inside the arc, doesn't go. Jason comes out of there with the rebound, and she's fouled. And we'll have a pushing foul on Scottsbluff's. Be on Mia Bowles. That picks up her third here less than a minute into this second quarter. Heidi Grosskopf quickly off the Scottsbluff bench. She's into the Bearcat lineup. Sideline toss in, they get it to Anderson in the left corner. Aubrey out on top to Bard. Kenzie Todd with it. Drives left side, the kick to Anderson. Skip pass. Jason Brown with it. Jason looks down low, finds Bard, and she's fouled on the shot. That'll put Kiera Bard at the free throw line. And the foul on Scottsbluff's Nini Garola. So 2 quick fouls by the Bearcats here in this second quarter. Bard off on the first one. 6 points last night in the win over Mitchell. 5 points the last time these two teams met up as J.C. Cochran back into the Gering lineup.
Gering just 2 for 7 at the free throw line so far in this first half.
Bard one more on the way. That one off the glass and in. Gering by 3 here at the Bearcat end. Ball knocked away, stolen away by Gering. Jason Brown comes the other way. Ahead, Aubrey Anderson. She'll give it up to Brown, left side. Kenzie Todd with it. Here's Anderson. We had somewhat of a zone defense by the Bearcats as Todd drives, scores, count it, and she's fouled. Kenzie Todd with 7. Heidi Grosskopf, her first foul, and that will put Kenzie Todd at the free throw line to try and complete the traditional three-point play. That one falls off, doesn't go. Garola down with the board for the Bearcats into the hands of Ava Reed. Ava will be picked up by Todd, gets a high screen. Ava dishes down low, finds Nini Garola. Her layup doesn't go. Addie Boland's offensive rebound putback won't fall. Kiera Bard pulls down the rebound. She's tied up, and the possession arrow will give it to Gering. 6 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the first half. 14-9. Gering on top. Officials discussing by the Scottsbluff basket. And they've got everything worked out. And Gering will have it. Brown will be picked up by Kinsley Hess to Todd. She hands to Aubrey Anderson. Anderson, low pass, can't be handled by Cochran. Ball's loose. JC has to run it down almost by the 10-second line. Kenzie Todd with it. She's going to look at the step back three, didn't take it. Jacelyn drives, dishes. Aubrey Anderson for three, count it. Aubrey Anderson with her first points of the game. 17-9 Gering. Reed driving, pull-up jumper, right side, and Ava Reed into the scorebook, her first points of the game. Gering by 6. Here's Mackenzie Todd. Hands it to Aubrey Anderson. Top of the key, beyond the arc. Todd looking to kick it out to Jason Brown. She throws it away, and the turnover will give it to the Scottsbluff Bearcats. Reed into the offensive end. Scottsbluff left to right. Yes, that pass intercepted by Aubrey Anderson as she gets in the passing lane. Brown looking for Bard. Pass knocked away into the hands of Aubrey Anderson. They look into the corner. Here's Mackenzie Todd. Look to the three. She's going to try and dump it inside. She does. They get it to Cochran. That ball knocked away. Ava Reed picks up the loose ball, and we've got a foul as the teams come up the floor. And the foul on Gering's J.C. Cochran. That'll be her first.
We're hung up here in a sloppy stretch for both these teams right now. Near turnovers, plenty of turnovers, missed shots near the rim, especially for Scottsbluff. And right now for the Bearcats, how do they find some openings and create some shots for Ava Reed? Very few looks so far tonight.
She's got it right now for the Bearcats. Takes it left side. She gets a screen from Hess. Looking inside, but Bard gets in the passing, and then she throws it away to Hess. Back to Ava Reed. Step back three. Won't fall. And the rebound couldn't be controlled by J.C. Cochran. It'll stay at the Bearcat end. Baseline toss in to get in Ava Reed. Left side, she puts up the shot off the glass, doesn't fall. There's Aubrey Anderson with the rebound for Gering. Ahead to Cochran, JC will bring it across. Gives it up, and they get it to Mackenzie Todd. In the corner, Jacelyn Brown looking inside for Cochran, and she's fouled from behind by Addie Boland.
Whoa. I had already marked the foul down.
I was going to say,
Addie
I did
Boland.
too. It looked like she came over her back, but apparently that is not the case, so take the foul away from Addie Boland. Reed trying to avoid the double team. It comes, pass. Hess has to get it. They look down low. Nini Garola too far underneath, goes off the bottom of the backboard. Brown comes the other way. Two Bearcat players on the floor. Gering with some numbers. Todd looks down inside. Bard to the basket. Her shot blocked. Addie Boland comes out of there with it. Long down court pass to Hess. Hess, layup, good for Kinsley Hess.
She had the block shot defensively. Nobody gets back now for Scottsbluff.
Mackenzie Todd with an easy basket. 19-13, Gering takes a timeout. 3.5 minutes left first half. 19-13 Gering on the West Coast scoreboard.
Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Wesco. Papa Murphy's, Team Auto Center, Riverstone Bank, and Advantage Chiropractic.
Renewal by Anderson a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Anderson right now? Do the math. Renewal by Anderson windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Anderson, a great investment? You're
Welcome back to Western Nebraska Community College. Cougar Palace the site, the final game of day 2 of this Western Conference Tournament, a girls semifinal. And the winner of this one will get the Sydney girls tomorrow. Out of the timeout, Bearcats with the ball. Reed into the front court, bounces cross court, Kinsley Hess, back to Ava Reed. Reed, jump stop, looking down low. Pass intercepted by Jacelyn Brown. They were looking for Nini Garola down low. Brown ahead, JC Cochran. She drives to the basket. Shot won't go. But Cochran will go to the free throw line.
Ruth Lively going to be charged with the foul. Scottsbluff's turned it over 5 times in this quarter, Jeff, and Ava Reed's kind of been the one turning it over. I think she's had at least 3 of those.
JC Cochran drains the first one. 22 points for J.C. Cochran last time these two teams met up. Second one off the back iron. There's Aubrey Anderson with the offensive rebound and the putback for the 5'7" sophomore. 22-13 Gering. Hess bounces. Baseline jumper, that won't fall for Mia Bowles. Nini Garola with the offensive board, but she'll be called for the offensive foul as she put an elbow into Aubrey Anderson and knocked her to the ground.
Yeah, it's just an easy call right in front of the official. Cleared out some space. The contact gave her a much cleaner look at the rim. No-brainer call there on Garola.
So 2 on Garola. And Gering will have it. Brown will be picked up by Kinsley Hess as she comes across the 10-second line. Kenzie Todd with it. Todd gets a screen from Bard, can't use it. Back to Anderson. They look to Bard. Pulls in the errant pass to Todd. One-hand pass to Anderson. Right side, Jacelyn Brown with it. Jacelyn puts it on the deck. And Jacelyn Brown turns the ball over. She carries the ball. And very quickly, that will bring Heidi Grosskopf back into the ball game. Garola will go to the bench with those 2 personal fouls. Here's Hess, brings it across, trying to avoid the double team. Mackenzie Todd gets her hands in there, gets it ahead to Anderson. Cochran down low, stolen away by Ava Reed. Scottsbluff the other way, Reed on the push. Into the paint, tries to put up a shot, and she'll draw the foul. I think this will be on Mackenzie Todd. And it will be. That'll be the first on Todd.
Does Todd ever run out of energy? No.
I think sometimes she gets going a little bit too fast sometimes. Ava Reed at the free throw line for the Bearcats. Three for Ava Reed, 1 more. Second one on the way. That one rims out as we've got a foul on the rebound.
That's going to go against Addie Bolin, her second. Bowles with 3, Reed, Garola, Lively, and Bolin. Nope, check that. That's going to be the first on Bolin.
So we walk to the Gering end, and J.C. Cochran at the free throw line. .208 left here in the first half. Gering led by 2 at the end of the first quarter. The last meeting between these two teams, Gering outscoring Scottsbluff in that second quarter 20-8. And Gering has opened up a 10-point lead here with 2 minutes left in the first half. Hess double team, try to get it to Bullen, overthrows her. Bard picks up the loose ball. Gering with the turnover as two Scottsbluff players collide. Gering works it down low to Bard, and Kiera Bard puts it up and in. Bard with 5, and a 30-second timeout called by Scottsbluff head coach Hattie Burford, so we will keep it right here. Saw a great boys game. Oh, but we thought it was going to be a great boys game. Sydney and Alliance, and Sydney kind of ran away with that one on the boys' side, but it's going to be a good championship game tomorrow. Scottsbluff and Sydney on the boys' side.
Yeah, Sydney physically strong, dominant team on the glass. Of course, Scottsbluff, uber skilled. So many guys that can get double digits in scoring on a game-to-game basis. One of the top teams in Class B. That C1 class absolutely stacked once again. Both Scottsbluff and Sydney have already lost to Ogallala this year. So we're looking forward to the Red Raiders and the Bearcats tomorrow.
Addie Bowen kicks it to Ava Reed. Reed at the free throw line. She'll take the jumper. That'll come up short. She wanted a foul. Jacelyn Brown down with the rebound. She'll get it to Anderson. Get it right back. Now Anderson with it. In the corner, Bard looks inside. Double team. J.C. Cochran to the basket, and J.C. puts it up and in.
Does a real nice job of just sealing the defender on the backside. Able to catch one dribble, power dribble, and up for the basket.
Mia Bowles looking inside for Ruth Lively. Lively mishandles the pass. And turnover gives it back to Gering.
That's the 8th Bearcat turnover in this second quarter. I've got them unofficially now with 11 in the game. Gering's turned it over 12 times, but that doesn't sting as much when you've got a 14-point lead.
Nini Garola into the Bearcat lineup. Hess picks up Brown. Brown on the hesitation. Dribble now goes behind her back. She'll get a high screen from Bard. Kenzie Todd with it. Down and the kick to Cochran. Her shot doesn't go. Reed comes down with the rebound. Long down court pass. Mia Bowles puts up the shot. It doesn't go. Rebound tipped around. Still loose. Gering comes out of there with it. The pass to Todd. Todd drives right side, puts up the shot, and lays it up and in.
Great job by Todd of just kind of reading that play. Defender really never fully committed to her, so she went up and able to score the 2.
Hess with it at the Bearcat end. Addie Boland looks inside, finds Garola, and Garola has it, or mishandles, I should say. I thought Cochran knocked it out of bounds. But Garola fumbling the ball, and Gering will have it with 18.5 seconds left here in the first half. Brown will bring it into the front court. Hess there to pick her up. Picks up her dribble, gets it to Aubrey Anderson. J.C. Cochran with it. 6 seconds left, now 5. Mackenzie Todd with 3. Now 2, she puts up the shot, doesn't go. Bard, but she didn't get it in before the buzzer went off, and we're at halftime here in the girls' semifinal game. And Gering on top of Scottsbluff, 30-14 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, WNCC, Russell's Automotive, and Reds.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Halftime score from WNCC's Cougar Palace in our fourth and final game here for this Friday slate for the Western Conference tournaments for both the girls and boys. Already in wins, with wins today. On the boys' side, Scottsbluff and Sydney. On the girls' side, Sydney still to be determined. We've got 16 minutes to go between the Gering and Scottsbluff girls. And once again, Jeff, it's all Gering again tonight. They lead it by 16, and they've won most of the 50-50 balls. Anything loose on the floor has really kind of come up Gering's way. They've scored in the paint, and they've built up a 16-point lead, and offense is just hard to come by right now for Scottsbluff.
Yeah, 5 points. They're held to 5 points in that second quarter. Gering outscores them 19-5. The last time these teams met up, Gering outscored Scottsbluff 20-8 in that second quarter and kind of took control after that. I was a little bit concerned about how Gering was going to play tonight because the game against Mitchell, it was sloppy throughout the entire game. I mean, Gering never really got into a flow, a lot of turnovers by both teams, and you just hope that there wasn't any type of carryover from that. And first quarter was a little bit sloppy, but as you said, Gering kind of took control in the second quarter, and it has been hard to come on the offensive side for the Bearcats.
Both teams have been a little bit careless with the basketball, with 12 turnovers aside here, 24 combined turnovers. As we look at a halftime statistics, always brought to you by Dr. Levi Bolin at Advantage Chiropractic, where they can treat your aches, pains, and injuries and get you back to better health. Advantage Chiropractic, 633-1425. For Gering, Mackenzie Todd continues to play very composed senior high-level basketball. She's got 11, 7 points. J.C. Cochran fundamentally sound down low. Kiara Bard's got 5. Aubrey Anderson's got 5. And off the bench, Camry Lopez has scored 2 points. Ava Reed has been held to 3. Came into the weekend averaging 17.5. She has just 1 basket and 3 points. And once again, Gering has done an excellent job defensively against Ava Reed, because that's where it all starts and a lot of times finishes for the Bearcats. So credit Gering for their defensive work right now on the Scottsbluff junior Ava Reed. Mia Bowles has 6, and she carried them early. And by carry, I mean hit a couple of right corner threes when they couldn't find any offense whatsoever. So a couple of threes for Bowles. She also has 3 fouls. Fouls were an issue for Scottsbluff for sure. Gering has 3 players with 2, but Bowles has 3, and Scottsbluff has 3 other players with 2 fouls here at halftime. 6 for Bowles, 3 for Kinsley Hess, and 1 point each for Nini Garola and Heidi Grosskopf. They've got to get more from Reed, and honestly, they need more from Nini Garola. Just 1 here at the break. Came into the tournament averaging right near 10 points per game. Usually can be counted on for a soft touch around the rim, but she has struggled tonight.
Definitely, and you look at foul trouble, Mia Bowles with 3, Nini Garola with 2, and Addie Bolin getting her first start, as you said, She was out for 5 games. She was held scoreless here in this first half, and you wonder kind of a little bit if they don't have her on a little bit of a pitch count with her first game back.
Halftime score, it is Gering leading Scottsbluff in our girls semifinal game by 16 points, 30-14 right now on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing.
To have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Halftime score at Cougar Palace on campus here at WNCC in Scottsbluff on a Friday night. Girls semifinal contest for the Western Conference Tournament. Gering leading rivals Scottsbluff by the score of 30-14. Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly as we get set for the start of the second half. Boys Championship game tomorrow at 3:30. Scottsbluff and Sydney should be excellent. And Gering in control right now, trying to punch their ticket to a matchup against Sydney tomorrow at around 2 o'clock or so in the girls' title game. Bolin, Bowles, Garola, Hess, and Reed for Scottsbluff. Bard, Cochran, Todd, Anderson, and of course Jason Brown for Gering. 8 minutes on the clock. We're ready to go here in the third quarter. Scottsbluff will inbound it with Bowles, who gets it to Reed. Immediately, they look to get the ball out of Ava Reed's hands. She gets it back. Addie Bolin has it. Skip pass, right side of the floor. Kinsley Hess launches from distance. Shot won't drop. Touch last as it goes out of bounds by Scottsbluff. It'll be Gering basketball, leading it by 16. On Anderson to Bard. A little one-handed lob pass down low. Eventually knocked away, touched last by Gering. So a quick turnover committed by the Bulldogs. 30-14, 16-point margin. Scottsbluff going to have to really pick it up on the offensive end. Nini Garola, there's a good start. They're going to need her here in these final 15 minutes of action. Jacelyn Brown loves the behind-the-back dribble. It's been a staple of hers now, going on close to 4 years at the varsity level. Ava Reed, tough pass to make. Ava Reed comes up with a steal, and a scoop layup rolls out for Reed. Backside rebound to Addie Bolin. She's fouled. She hits the floor. And Bolin helped to her feet by a couple of teammates. She'll get some free throws.
A little bit sloppy by both these teams to start off this third quarter. That's the third foul on Aubrey Anderson.
Addie Bolin able to convert at the line. Scottsbluff now 5 of 11 at the charity stripe. Bolin a little strong on the second. Outlet pass to Mackenzie Todd. She'll circle back and gives it to Brown. Back to Todd in the corner with it. Bard swings it up top. Now they'll move it around to the right side. Back left side wing. Shot fake. Driving it is Mackenzie Todd. The scoop lefty layup won't go. Ball loose on the floor. Who touched it last? It's going to be off of Ava Reed. It'll stay with Gering. 30-17. Scottsbluff has scored the first 3 points of the second half. Anderson handles the inbounds pass. Bard. They double team her. She gets it to Jacelyn Brown. Good look. It just won't drop. Bodies on the deck. Anderson comes up with the loose ball. We're going to get a whistle and a walking violation called against Aubrey Anderson.
Anderson getting that ball, but rolling over, and they get the traveling call on her.
Gering extends on the defensive end. That's that right corner where Bowles has hit a couple of threes already. Bolin along the baseline, kind of passed it blindly to Nini Garola down low. And Garola has her second field goal of the game, both here in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Scottsbluff has cut their deficit to 11. Todd spins away from the defender, floats it off the iron. Shot wouldn't drop, and Bowles battling Mackenzie Todd will get a jump ball. It'll stay with Gering.
Gering looking for their first points here in this third quarter.
We played 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Mackenzie Todd lobs it inbounds. In the paint it goes to J.C. Cochran off the mark, but Bard there for a backside rebound. And then Ava Reed just ripped it away from Kiera Bard. We'll get a whistle in the backcourt, and a foul is going to go against Gering.
Bard was tied up with Ava Reed. Ava stole it, ripped it away from her, and then the frustration foul by Kiera Bard that time. She's got 3.
Reed passes it into the front court to Hess. Back to Reed. Hesitate, puts it on the floor. Now Bowles. Up top Hess, she'll look to drive it. Kinsley Hess floats it off the square, it won't go. And we're going to get a foul underneath. This will go on Scottsbluff. I believe that's Nini Garola. Check that. Mia Bowles called for her 4th. Wow. Nope, we'll get a correction. That's on Nini Garola, so that'll be her 3rd. Bulls with 3, Garola now with 3. 5:27 to play, third quarter. Gering yet to score out of the locker room here in this second half. Scottsbluff has scored the first 5 points. The lead for Gering is 11. Brown finds a cutting Ivory Bruckner. Nearly lost the basketball, and now she does. Garola comes up with the steal. 4 Gering turnovers in this third quarter. Hess to Addie Bolin. She is rusty on the offensive end. Little 4 or 5 foot jump shot came up short. Brown with Hess defending. Jacelyn has been called for a carry once in the ball game. Now it's Mackenzie Todd driving it, and she's pushed. No, what are we going to have?
We're going to get an offensive foul on Mackenzie Todd.
Wow.
On that drive to the basket.
Maybe a shove with the off arm.
Yep.
Checking into the game for the Bulldogs, Gering Lopez.
Camry Lopez checks in, so they call double dribble, actually.
Okay.
And she was whistled for the double dribble, driving it to the rim. Aubrey Anderson sits as Camry Lopez checks in. Addie Boland baseline drive. Got it off the square, ducked back inside, and Addie Boland has her first field goal of the game, and Gering's lead now cut to 9. Jacelyn Brown falls to the floor, stays with possession of the basketball. Mackenzie Todd's three won't go. Ava Reed rips down the rebound, outlet pass, and the immediate pass from Hess to Boland got knocked away. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. And Ruth Lively gives to Hess. Ava Reed in the left corner. She'll dribble it inside the arc. Now back into the paint. Ava Reed in traffic, it won't go. She took some contact, got knocked to the deck. Long pass from Gering, didn't need that. They've turned it over 5 times here in the quarter. Not sure that's the shot Scottsbluff wanted. 1-on-3 in transition. The mid-range J won't go for Kinsley Hess. Just hold up, wait for the teammates to arrive, and go to work in the half court. 9-point Gering lead. They have not scored in the first 4 minutes and 20 seconds of this third quarter. Still in command, though, with a 9-point lead. Cochran, that's a good place to look. Cochran steps through, had her shot blocked by Boland. Hess lost possession of the basketball and then fouled Mackenzie Todd.
Good thought by Gering to move it, get it down low to J.C. Cochran, but some good defense by Scottsbluff to block that shot.
Still a 9-point lead for the Bulldogs. Lopez inbounds it. Touch last by Hess, poked away out of bounds. Nini Garola heads to the scorer's table for Scottsbluff, and Aubrey Anderson checks back in for Gering. 30-21, Gering led at halftime, 30-14, a 7-0 start to the half for the Bearcats. Lopez plays it into Todd. They'll force it out of her hand. Elbow jumper, right side at the foul line, drops for Aubrey Anderson. She was wide open. They passed out of the double team, and Anderson made Scottsbluff pay. Garola gives it now low to Addie Boland, who's starting to find her touch a little bit. 9-2 run to start the second half for Scottsbluff. Gering, though, still with a 9-point lead. Mackenzie Todd got hit on the shot. She'll get 2 shots at the line.
Foul's on number 2, Kinsley Hess, her second.
Hess called for the foul. That's her second. We played 5 minutes in this third quarter, and it's Todd now stepping to the line.
Checking in for the Bearcats, Leah Bold. In for the Bulldogs, Sierra Barnes.
Todd hits the first. 12 points in the ball game for Mackenzie Todd. Came in averaging that number ahead of the tournament in last night's game. She had 16 in the win against Mitchell. Couple of big makes right there for Mackenzie Todd.
Gets the lead back to 11 for Gering, and Mackenzie will take a seat on the Gering bench.
Bard, Brown, Cochran, Lopez, and Anderson. For Scottsbluff, Reed, Hess, Garola, Bowles, and Lively. Pull-up jumper for Hess won't go. Board, the stick back off the mark. Scottsbluff won't get a third crack at it as Cochran rebounds, and then Hess, a frustration foul in the backcourt, defending against Jacelyn Brown.
It was almost disaster for Gering. It's a nice rebound by Cochran, but being a little lazy with the ball on that pass to Jacelyn. And that was another lazy pass right there.
Anderson threw it right to Ava Reed, who takes it strong to the rim. I don't know if the shot was maybe blocked as it left her hand, but Nowhere near the rim, and here comes Gering back the other way. Gering's turned it over 18 times in the game, and still with an 11-point lead. Lopez, jump shot out of the corner, right side won't drop, and here comes Scottsbluff. 2:10 to play in the quarter. Garola, boy, had her shot affected by the oncoming defender that time, J.C. Cochran, and a missed opportunity near the rim for the Bearcats. Gering leads by 11. They have the basketball. Bard catches left wing, gives it back out to the 10-foot line to Brown. Cochran bounce pass to Bard. Couldn't convert. Kiara Bard, the offensive rebound. Still can't get it to drop. Gering, though, another offensive rebound. Cochran missed mid-range jumper. Jacelyn Brown wide open for three. That would have been a crushing blow for Scottsbluff. Instead, the Bearcats can't corral the rebound. It goes out of bounds. How many cracks did Gering have at it on that possession that will continue? About 4 or 5.
Yeah, I was going to say about 4 or 5 opportunities right there, and a timeout on the floor called by Gering, a 30-second timeout.
Glad to have you listening tonight on KMOR 93.3, watching on our KNEB.TV platforms, Allo 15, Mobius 1500, and of course, our YouTube channel online. The lead is 11, 34-23. Scottsbluff started the second half with a 7-0 run, but that was after they trailed by 16 at halftime. So even with that run, they got as close as 9. That's as close as they've been in this third quarter, is 9 points. Gering has turned it over 18 times, but still with the 11-point lead. Both teams, Jeff, to me, starting to look like they're getting a little winded.
Yeah, just a little bit. They've been playing hard here in this third quarter, and Gering trying to hunt for points.
Turnaround shot for Bard won't go. We're going to get a push from behind. That'll go against J.C. Cochran. She'll pick up the personal. Second personal on Cochran. 1:27 to play in the third quarter. It's a 34-23 lead for Gering. They continue to do a nice job trapping in the half court when the ball handler gets inside the 10-foot line.
Much like they did the last time these two teams met up.
Hess, nowhere near.
I don't know if she's looking for Garola or Mia Bowles that time on that pass.
It found the baseline and goes out of bounds. Scottsbluff now up to 15 turnovers. Those turnovers are absolutely killers. They create empty trips. You're unable to score, and we'll get a walk. Anderson turns it over, trying to get out of that right corner. 7th turnover in this quarter alone. And Mackenzie Todd will check back in. And it sounds odd to say Todd comes in to settle things down.
There you go.
Hess. Boland. Back to Hess. Lob pass underneath. Right corner three. That's been Mia Bowles' spot tonight. Jump ball, possession arrow. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. And Ava Reed and Scottsbluff thankful that that whistle was for the jump ball, because if a Gering player doesn't tie it up, they're going to get Reed for the walk, hitting the floor. Garola spins away from Bard to receive the inbounds pass. Reed. Nearly lost it. Boland into the paint. Garola in traffic off the square. Nothing doing there. Backside board grab by Todd. Then Ava Reed steals it from Mackenzie Todd, and a foul goes on Todd.
That'll be 3 on Todd. Second, excuse me.
Both teams have been whistled for 4 fouls in this third quarter. Mia Bowles, line drive pass comes into Ava Reed. Todd does a great job defensively on Reed. Has not let her separate much tonight. She gets the help defense from teammates, but Ava Reed, nice job finally just driving it to the basket for the 2. 9-point lead for Gering. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Bolin with a swat away. Ball loose in the paint. Bard gets it to Cochran. Count it for J.C. Cochran down low. Closing moments of the third quarter. Ava Reed off the top of the backboard. Gering will take an 11-point lead to the fourth after 3. Bulldogs lead the Bearcats 36-25 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Wesco, Papa Murphy's, Team Auto Center, Riverstone Bank, and Advantage Chiropractic.
Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dreams Sleep Services. Better sleep, better.
36-25, Scottsbluff trails Gering here as the Bulldogs tried to arrive in the championship game for a matchup tomorrow with Sydney, and I'll turn it back over to Jeff Kelly for the start of the fourth quarter.
Here we go, Gering with it to start this fourth quarter. Gering moving from left to right as Ivy Bruckner in the lineup along with Todd Lopez, Jacelyn Brown, and Kiera Bard. Todd gets a high screen, finds Jacelyn Brown. She'll pull it out, picked up by Hess. Finds Todd on the wing, jump pass inside. Bard down low, finds Mackenzie Todd. Kenzie was too far underneath, but she was fouled prior to the shot. And that will put Mackenzie Todd at the free throw line for Gering. And Mia Bowles picks up her fourth personal foul. And Mackenzie misses the first one. 36-25.
Todd with 13 points. Gering is a team now 8 for 16 at the line.
Second one off the mark. Run down by Mia Bowles, and the Bearcats will come the other way. Bearcats right to left. Ava Reed to Hess, picked up by Brown. Hess, pull-up jumper on the right side, won't go. Jacelyn Brown comes down with the rebound for Gering. Hess picking her up full court. Here's Camry Lopez. Ivy Bruckner dump it inside to Bard. Kick out. Kenzie Todd for three. That's off the mark. Rebound off the hands of Reed to Brown to Todd. Still won't go. Battle for the rebound. And it'll be Scottsbluff ball. So the Bearcats, who outscored Gering in the third quarter 11-6, but still trail at 36-25. Hess, left wing, bounces. Ball almost stolen away by Jacelyn Brown. Pass intended for Addie Bolin. And will stay at the Bearcat end. Mia Bowles to inbound, finds Hess. Hess, top of the key, lobs down low, looking for Bowles. She has to leap high for that pass to Reed, to Bowles, and then it's knocked out of her hands. Will have a foul on Gering's Jacelyn Brown. That'll be 2 on Jacelyn. That'll put Addie Bolin at the free throw line. First one on the way from Bolin. Too strong. She was scoreless at the halftime break. 5 points for Addie Bolin in that third quarter.
1 for 5 is all at the line tonight for Bolin.
Second one from Bolin. That one rolls through. And it's a 10-point Gering lead. Brown gets it ahead. Mackenzie Todd on the left side. Mackenzie drives, puts up the shot, and it was blocked out of bounds by Bolin. The ball will stay at the Gering end. Baseline toss in. Get it into Bruckner, trying to get inside to Bard. Nini Garola gets in the way of that pass. And then Garola double dribbles with the ball. And that'll give it back to Gering. Gering to inbound, far sideline in front of their own bench across the way. Lopez gets it into Mackenzie Todd. Mackenzie drives baseline, dumps it down low. Bard for the mid-range jumper, and Kiera Bard with 7. Gering by a dozen. Ava Reed out front, finds Hess. They work it left side to Bolin. Mia Bowles back to Ava Reed. Reed drives right side, cut off by Bard. Here's Mia Bowles, top of the key for 3. That won't fall. Ava Reed with the offensive rebound and the putback. Ball stolen away almost at the Gering end, but Jason Brown comes up with it, looks down low. There's Kiera Bard once again. And Bard with 9. 40-28, Gering. Skip pass into the corner. Addie Bolin out to Mia Bowles. Bowles looking, now she'll put it on the deck, one dribble, work it quickly to Addie Bolin. Skip pass to Reed on the wing, inside, she goes to Mia Bowles, her shot off the glass, too strong. Camry Lopez with the rebound for Gering. Brown ahead to Mackenzie Todd. Todd left side outside, gets a high screen, she's gonna take a 3 that misses everything but the net. And J.C. Cochran checking back in along with Aubrey Anderson, and Bearcats want a timeout. A 30-second timeout. And we will keep it right here from Western Nebraska Community College. So we will be right back here tomorrow with the first game to tip off at 11 o'clock. That'll be the girls' third place game. North Platte will take on the loser of this one. And we will follow that one up at 12:30 with the boys' third place game. The Gering boys will take on Alliance. Then at 2 o'clock, the girls' championship game, Sydney against the winner of this one. And we finish up the day tomorrow, Scottsbluff and Sydney. It should be a good one. The boys' championship game at 3:30 tomorrow from right here at Western Nebraska Community College. Good crowd on hand for this final game here of day 2 of this Western Conference tournament. Things got underway here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Bearcats with the ball out of the timeout. Ava Reed, they work it quickly. Inside, back to Ava Reed. Her shot doesn't go. Bard comes down with the rebound. Jason Brown with it, gets it ahead. J.C. Cochran. Back to Brown. Here's Bard with it. Gering running some time off the clock. Aubrey Anderson left side outside. There's Lopez back to Brown. Work it inside. J.C. Cochran, the turnaround the paint, too strong. The outlet to Kinsley Hess. Scottsbluff quickly the other way, ahead to Nini Garola, and Garola puts it up and in. Garola with 7. It's a 10-point Gering lead. 4:13 left in the game.
Big possession right here, Jeff.
Lopez on the drive left side against Reed, has it knocked away. She's got it in the corner to Jason Brown, looks inside. Kiera Bard, the turnaround shot, and Bard puts it up and in. Bard with 11. Hess gets it to Ava Reed, wide open 3 from the beyond the 3-point line, and a held ball. And the possession arrow will keep it at the Bearcat end. Kenzie Todd checking in for Jason Brown on the Gering side.
Ava Reed probably surprised to find herself that wide open. Back to Gering offensively. Bard has all 6 here in the quarter.
Addie Bolin looking, goes into the corner. Kinsley Hess with it on the dribble. Takes it top of the key against Aubrey Anderson. Now right side, out to Addie Bolin for three, and that falls through for Addie Bolin. She's got 9 after being scoreless in the first half. Bolin makes it 42-33. Kenzie Todd loses the handle, travels with the ball, and the turnover gives it back to the Bearcats.
After 8 third-quarter turnovers for Gering, that's their first here in the fourth, so they've done a nice job valuing the basketball, but a key giveaway there. Can Scottsbluff consolidate?
Reed with it out front. Hess into the corner to Addie Bolin. They look inside, Ava Reed. The kick out, Mia Bowles. Back on top, Hess with it. 3 minutes left in the game. Mia Bowles drives off the glass and in. Mia Bowles with 8. 35-42 as the Bearcats take a full timeout. 42-35 Gering on the West Coast scoreboard.
Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, WNCC, Russell's Automotive, and Reds.
Operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome back to Cougar Palace. Chris Cotero, Jeff Kelly with you. 2:53 left. Full court pressure by Scottsbluff as they get it to Mackenzie Todd, trying to avoid the double team. She turns the ball over, but the ball goes in the hands of Anderson. Kiera Bard drives right side, shot rattles in for Kiera Bard. 44-35. Gering. Hess with it left side. Looks down low, finds Bowles. Her shot comes up short. Bard comes away with the rebound. Jacelyn Brown with it ahead. J.C. Cochran. Kenzie Todd drives left side. Shot doesn't go. Gets her own rebound. She'll pull it back out as the shot clock resets. Jacelyn Brown will pull it out by the 10-second line. Picked up by Hess. Bard looks inside for Cochran. To Aubrey Anderson for three. That won't fall. And Mia Bowles tied up by Jacelyn Brown. And we've got a foul. And they're going to call a foul on Jacelyn Brown. And that'll be 3 on Jacelyn.
Foul number 11, Jacelyn Brown, her third.
Jeff, that sequence a few moments ago here at midcourt that was nearly a Gering turnover could have been disastrous, and then Bard saves the day. She's got all 8 in the quarter for the Dogs.
Bounce pass knocked out of bounds by Aubrey Anderson. It'll stay with the Bearcats. Mia Bowles to inbound. Finds Hess. She tries a bounce pass, and Aubrey Anderson goes to the floor one more time as she got a hand on that one, so we'll do it all over again. Skip the pass way out front to Addie Bolin to Reed. Euro step, and Ava Reed, that one off the glass. 44-37. Gering with it. Anderson bounces to Jacelyn Brown. Here's Mackenzie Todd. Brown, take it left side, find Mackenzie Todd. Todd drives baseline, leaves it for Aubrey Anderson, gets a defender up in the air, and Aubrey Anderson puts it up and in. 46-37, Gering on top as we near the 1 minute mark. Mia Bowles from 18 feet away, that one doesn't fall. Anderson on the rebound, she'll get it out to Brown, quickly to Cochran, ahead to Mackenzie Todd. She'll pull it out, run some time, give it up to Brown. 1 minute left in the game. Kiera Bard on the left side, out on top to Todd, and she's fouled by Mia Bowles. And Mia Bowles will walk to the Bearcat bench as she has fouled out of this game with 54 seconds left. Ruth Lively will check into the Bearcat lineup.
Probably going to see a couple more quick fouls here from Scottsbluff. They've got 2 more to give before Gering gets into the bonus on the third.
Toss-in comes backcourt and a reach-in foul on Kinsley Hess.
Kinsley Hess, her 4th personal foul. 13 foul.
And Gering ran into this problem. They had fouls to give in the game against Creed and just had not been in that situation before and cost them that contest against Creed. Brown, and a quick foul. As Dominique Rodriguez into the Scottsbluff lineup, she picks up the foul. Not a lot of time coming off the clock. Probably see another quick foul here as they get into Jacelyn Brown. And Jacelyn quickly fouled. That'll be the 15th foul on the Bearcats here in this 4th quarter. Ava Reed goes to the Bearcat bench, gets some instruction from Hattie Burford. Dominique Rodriguez, her 2nd personal foul as Jacelyn Brown steps to the free throw line for Gering. First one too strong. Kinsley Hess into the Bearcat lineup for Rodriguez. One more for the 5'5" junior, Jacelyn Brown. Second one on the way. That one rattles off, but the rebound comes down to Jacelyn Brown. Mackenzie Todd out front, and she's fouled. And looks like Kinsley Hess, her night will come to an end right here. That will be her 5th personal foul. And that'll bring Dominique Rodriguez back into the ball game. So Bowles and Hess have fouled out of this one. And Mackenzie Todd at the free throw line for Gering with 44 seconds left. First one rattles out. She will get one more. Mackenzie Todd with 13, only 2 here in this second half. Second one, that one won't roll in. Addie Boland down with the rebound, gets it ahead. Ruth Lively, and the pass too strong for her to handle. And we'll give it right back to Gering with 37 seconds left in the game. Scottsbluff will pick up full court. Todd gets it into Jacelyn Brown. Jacelyn brings it up the floor against Ava Reed, gets it ahead to Aubrey Anderson, and Anderson all alone lays it up and in. 48-37. So we counted down. Shot clock dark. Reed with 20 seconds left puts up the shot, and it falls in for Ava Reed. 15 seconds left. 48-39. Bearcats, and a foul on Ava Reed with 12 seconds left.
Looks like it'll be the Bulldogs and the Lady Raiders tomorrow in the girls' championship game. Gering was so close to getting them on the opening weekend of the season. And if you're Brittany Macias and the Bulldogs, a chance to see how far you've come since that opening weekend coming up tomorrow against a team like Sydney.
First free throw off from Aubrey Anderson. She will get one more. She splits the pair. 49-39. Bulldogs by 10. 9 seconds left. Reed has it tipped away. Dominique Rodriguez has it. Addie Boland for 3. That's off the mark. And Cochran has it to Todd, and Gering will win this one and move on to the championship game tomorrow against Sydney as they defeat Scottsbluff 49-39, your final score. And with the win, Gering 10-6 on the year, and for Scottsbluff, they are now 8-10. So Sydney and Gering tomorrow at 2. It'll be North Platte and Scottsbluff tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Once again, your final score, Gering 49, Scottsbluff 39 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Live Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Allo, A. Elliott Law, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and B&C Steel.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least one float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly with you here as we get our Runs of Post-Game show started here on a Friday night. 4 games today here at WNCC. The last one to go final, the Gering girls knock off Scottsbluff 49-39. And with the win, Gering advances to the girls' championship game tomorrow to take on the Sydney Lady Raiders. In the boys' title game tomorrow, it's Scottsbluff and Sydney. Let's go ahead and run down the post-game stats. Check on the numbers brought to you by Advantage Chiropractic. Call for an appointment and get back to better health at 633-1429. Jeff, in the win for Gering, 5 players score, 3 in double figures, as you had 13 apiece for Mackenzie Todd and Kiera Bard. Bard got 8 of her 13 on 4 baskets in the fourth quarter. 12 points in the win for Aubrey Anderson, and J.C. Cochran finished with 9. Camry Lopez off the bench had 2 points. For Scottsbluff, Ava Reed, the only player in double figures. She scored 11. 9 points for Addie Bolin, all in the second half, shaking the rust off early. Mia Bowles with 8. Nini Garola scored 7. 3 for Hess, and Heidi Grosskopf scored 1 point. I had Scottsbluff just 6 of 14 at the line, and Gering just 9 of 23 at the foul line, and they also turned it over. I don't even know how close I am. 20-plus turnovers tonight for Gering. That type of poor free throw shooting, and you still beat your arch rival by 10.
Yeah, I mean, when Scottsbluff made that run in the third quarter, Gering still was able to keep a lead. They get it up to 34-25, but, you know, Scottsbluff had it cut in that third quarter. They made a little bit of a run as Bearcats, or I should say the Bulldogs, didn't get on the board until 3:21, their first points in the second half with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third quarter, and that could have been disaster. But you know, both teams were just struggling in that third quarter. It seemed like, at least early in the third quarter on the Gering side.
Pretty impressive back-to-back wins over Scottsbluff in the span of 7 days for Gering.
Yeah, I mean, the offense has just really been clicking. The passing game for Gering, they've really handled the ball well. They've been able to find the open person. Good passing down to the bigs down low, and they've been able to kick it out when they've needed to. But that has really developed over this season for Gering. But there's just been a couple of impressive wins against the Bearcats, and of course then they got the win over Chadron last Friday. But like I said, I mean, I was a little bit concerned after the Mitchell game last night. It was just a game that Gering could never really get their footing, even though they had the big win. It was just a sloppy basketball on both sides of the court last night.
They win it tonight by 10, 49-39. We'll come back with more in our Runs the Post-Game show in a moment.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing. Coverage of the
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Chris Cottrell, Jeff Kelly on our Runs the Post-Game show. We catch up right now with Gering girls head coach Brittany Macias. Coach, 2 wins over Scottsbluff in the span of 7 days. This one a little bit tighter than last Saturday. You win it by 10. Overall thoughts on what you saw tonight?
We knew it'd probably be tighter. We weren't sure what they would do to make some changes. They did a few different things, but mostly we just stuck with the defense, and that pulled us through.
So tell us a little bit about your defensive style you're putting out on the floor against the Bearcats here the last couple of weeks, forcing the ball out of Ava Reed's hands, doing a nice job doubling and making other people beat you, it looks like.
Yeah, we want to have crazy ball pressure so they can't see open people. They can't get open drives. So that's kind of what we're working with, whether it's man or whether it's a 1-3-1, it's a lot of ball pressure.
Talk about the second quarter a little bit. You outscore them 19-5, and you have a big lead going into the locker room at the halftime break. But in the third quarter, you had a little bit of a slow start. It took you a little bit to get the scoring underway in that third quarter.
Yeah, we didn't finish as well near the rim. We didn't finish offensively as well in that third quarter. And we started to get a little bit tired, so it took a little bit of a toll on us.
How much Addie Bolin came back for Scottsbluff for the first time in about 5 games? I don't think she was in the lineup the last time you faced her. Was that a concern for you?
Yeah, of course. It gives them a little more depth. Someone who's fresh. We're not sure, where she's at as far as like fitness level and just touch and ball control and that kind of stuff. So, she gave them a lot of help. I mean, she was tied for their leading scorer, it looks like. So she contributed, and we just had to make sure we knew where she was and not let her post us up when we had a mismatch with the guard on her.
All right, so let's go back to the opening weekend of the season. You really took Sydney to the brink. Probably one you'd like to have back, and you know what? You get another shot coming up tomorrow in an opportunity to see how much ground you've gained and how much you've improved since that opening weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game we came down to the wire. We had 2 shots in less than 5 seconds on the clock to kind of pull ahead, and we missed them both. So I think defensively we have just more development. We got a couple different looks that we can use. So that kind of gives us something else that they haven't seen from us, particularly since the beginning of the season. So we'll see what we can do defensively to kind of throw them off their game.
3 games in 3 days, and when you deal with Sydney, you talk about all that depth and all the players Tyler can run in and out of the game. That's got to be a bit of a concern.
Yep, absolutely. We tried to, rest a lot of our top players last night against Mitchell. Wasn't the most beautiful win, but we just needed the win. And so, I mean, yeah, he's going to be able to sub like crazy, and we're not going to have that luxury. So we're going to have to be tough mentally, physically, and emotionally, honestly.
I mentioned this during the broadcast, the jump from junior year to senior year in terms of just being confident and composed on the court for Mackenzie Todd. It's like night and day, from last year to this year in just terms of big moments, big situations, and being under control, which has never been a staple for her earlier in her career.
Yeah, she's really grown a lot in that way. I mean, she knows that she's got teammates she can rely on, and she doesn't have to do it herself. And so she's just making better decisions overall, and that's a form of leadership as well.
Gering girls head coach Brittany Macias after another impressive win here tonight over rival Scottsbluff. Coach, you win it by 10. Thanks for coming by for a post-game chat. We're looking forward to that title game tomorrow against Sydney.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brittany.
Well, Jeff, as we start to wrap things up here on our Runs of Post-Game show, 4 games today here at WNCC's Cougar Palace. We'll get set for 4 more contests coming up tomorrow, and just some thoughts on everything we saw here today.
Well, we saw some really good basketball, and we saw one that was not so good here this afternoon. The Sydney boys, they jumped all over Alliance. That game we thought was going to be a little bit better. Scottsbluff did what Scottsbluff does over Gering. The Sydney girls, they showed what they're all about. They were all over North Platte, and this was probably the best game, I would say, of the day between Gering and Scottsbluff, even though Gering kind of came away with the win here in kind of impressive fashion. But this one started out a little bit slow, but things really got rolling for Gering in that second quarter. Third quarter got a little tight, but Gering with that big lead was able to hang on and get their 10th win of the year.
All right, let's set the stage for tomorrow's action. We'll get started here at WNCC at 11 a.m. here at the Palace with the girls' third place game, as it'll be Scottsbluff taking on North Platte. Then at 12:30 in the boys' third place game, Gering will play Alliance. Then we'll get to our championship games at 2 and 3:30. First up, it'll be Sydney and Gering in the girls' title game. A really big opportunity for Gering coming up tomorrow as far as the girls' program.
Yeah, it's going to be, you talked a little bit about it, how far has Gering come since that Sydney game. I think they've come a long way. But Sydney, when they can run 5 in and 5 out at a time, that really will put a lot of pressure on a team like Gering, who maybe goes 7 or 8 deep.
And then in the boys' championship game, should be quite a contrast in styles. The up-tempo, high-skill level shooting ability of a team like Scottsbluff, who's been very underrated, I think, in terms of defensive type of play and intensity and pressure this year. And then just the sheer physicality and strength and rebounding ability of Sydney should make for a great watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game on the boys' championship side. Very impressed with Sydney. I mean, I've seen them once this year, but a team that's really improved, and Kean Kaiser is definitely a specimen on the basketball court.
So we're looking forward to having everything for you tomorrow. All 4 games will be simulcast, as Scottsbluff or Gering will be involved in everything coming up tomorrow. We'll start on the trail along with KNEB.TV, then KMOR, then back-to-back KMOR games, and then back to the trail for the boys' championship game. But again, everything tomorrow will be on our KNEB.TV platforms as well. Big thanks to Trayton on the producing side, all our camera work tonight from the ladies. Jeff Kelly, I'm Chris Cottrell. That's a wrap for a busy Friday of action. 4 games behind us now. We've got 4 more to go tomorrow to wrap things up for the Western Conference Tournament. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.